all seem to be Jewish these days. But yeah, it was not something that I really even considered, you know. And then you just start seeing this stuff, and you start seeing what they're doing in Israel. You start seeing our support of Israel, to our own detriment. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Right? And then you start putting this stuff together, like Epstein Island, and it's a Mossad operation, and that's why they have fucking dirt support for Israel. And you ask why, and nobody can give you a straight answer. Nobody can tell you why they're our greatest fucking ally. You know,
they're God's chosen people.
Well, yeah, there's that, and that's really what set me off is when I found out like how much their religion was based on supremacy. You know, and I think when you start off down a road of supremacy, you have a lot of problems because then it's like it's okay to justify a lot of things. It's just like, you know, you kill animals. Animals are, you know, different than humans, right? They don't have the same brain. They don't have the same thought process. So we're able to say, okay, that's fine. You know, you can treat a cow obviously different than a human. And so for them, when they view Palestinians as cattle, then, you know, they can justify a lot. And I think that is the crux of the problem. The crux of the problem to me is their view of supremacy. And it's funny because I said that to Piers and he's like, oh, well, you sound like a Nazi. And it's like, you know, the storyline that we were told was the Nazis were the white supremacists.
Right, that's what I thought.
Right, like they didn't like black people. They didn't like fucking anybody that wasn't Aryan, right? Whatever.
Right.
That was like what we were taught.
Right.
And so when I said that I didn't like Jewish supremacy and I don't like an idea of supremacy, for him to turn around and say, oh, well, you sound like a Nazi, I'm like, well, it's not what I was told the Nazis said. I mean, like, my idea of what the Nazis are today is very different than it was 5 years ago just because look, when you listen to Hitler's speeches, it's not like, let's gas these fucking Jews, and you know, you hear him and he sounds angry, right? Like back in the day, you would hear this shit and you didn't know what the fuck he was saying, but it's like, oh, probably saying fuck these Jews and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. I got recommended a video on YouTube, and it says Hitler's speech transcribed in English. I said, why am I getting recommended this? So I said, fuck it. I popped it out there. Holy shit. He didn't sound like a racist to me.
Well, not just that, but like you listen to what he's talking about and it's like, fuck, this sounds like the problems we're having today. Perversion in the cinema, you know, perverting our fucking youth, you know, like the things that he's complaining about, the banking system, you know, all this stuff, it's all problems that we're facing today. And to me, if I was, because I really, at this point in my life, I don't give a fuck. You know, and it's a lot more popular to be anti-gay than it is anti-Jew, I can tell you that. But what I saw was, this is coming from the Jewish community. Like the Talmud has 8 genders. Like the first transgender clinic was opened by Magnus Hirschfeld, Jewish guy in Germany, 1919. That's what they closed down. They burned those fucking books. Like
that's what Hitler was closing down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you look at this, and it'll tell you that. You know, they don't hide from it. There was actually some transgender woman, man, whatever, on TV that was talking about how, you know, the Jewish people were the ones that pioneered this, and that was what the Nazis shut down. She was saying it like a bad thing, and it's like, okay, like I'm not against transgenders, but I'm against it being pushed on children. I'm against, you know, men beating up fucking women in boxing. Like I'm against just the nonsense, like the tampons in the fucking men's bathroom, like just the bullshit.
Just common sense.
Drag queens reading to kids, like just the stuff that like 5 years ago everybody agreed on, and then all of a sudden somehow we just like disagree on these like very basic issues, like pedophiles are bad. I don't know, like that wasn't something that was crazy.
You got to for that one.
Now it's like, oh, a minor attracted person. Like really, motherfucker, you're trying to like come up with a separate name for these people to try and make them more like acceptable, like socially acceptable. Like it's just, I don't know, man. I look at this stuff and I look at where it's coming from, and that's really where I have the issue, is because it's not a left thing. It is a Jewish thing that's being pushed through the Jewish media. That's where they get these talking points.
So my biggest thing, Dan, is they're always willing to call people anti-Semitic. I'm thinking the bigger question we should be asking everybody: why do you feel that I'm anti-Semitic? What happened during World War II? Why did that happen? Why is people pushing back on Jews? They're not asking the right questions. They just want to call people anti-Semitic.
Yeah, and like that there's some worldwide conspiracy that, you know, these people have been kicked out of 109 countries 1,030 different times.
Weird, huh?
So for the last 2,000 years, everybody's got together around the world. There's no phones, but everybody's like, oh, you know what? The Jews are the bad guys. Let's just persecute them. And then why did they let them back in the country? Because they got kicked out of countries, you know, they got kicked out of 109 countries. They got expelled 1,030 times, which means they got accepted back in the country, kicked out again, accepted back in, kicked the fuck out again.
Yeah.
Right? So like, This is
They're
not
totally opposite of the blacks. Everybody wants the blacks. They're taking the slave labor.
Well, yeah, speaking of which, I mean, I'm sure you guys know who's behind that.
Yeah, it was him.
Yes, and this is, like Farrakhan, lined this out in, the secret relationship between blacks and slaves, or sorry, blacks and Jews. And he lines it out from Jewish texts. This is, all the slave ships, they were owned by Jews. During the Jewish holidays, they shut down the slave trade. I mean, this is not something that, is a conspiracy theory. This is something that you can, look up and you see the
fact.
Yeah, the massively disproportionate amount of Jews that own slaves in the U.S. compared to just whites. Like whites, I think it was like 0.3% or something, and Jews was like 40% of them owned slaves. So you look at this, and it's like, man, every time there's a fucking problem, it kind of all goes back to the same.
The usual suspects,
right? So it's like, man,
the Jew activities.
Yeah, like how many times you got to see a coincidence to start connecting fucking dots?
You're not really against Jewish people. You're against the Zionists.
No, I'm against Jewish supremacy.
Right.
And I think that's a very important thing to articulate, because a lot of people say Zionists, and I think that gets confusing.
Okay.
And I'm not against all Jews. I'm not just saying, all Jews are bad. But what I'm saying is that they are causing a disproportionate amount of problems, and that I think Jewish supremacy is the issue, and I think it comes from their religion. This idea that they're better than other people, that they can steal from other people, that they can lie to other people, that they can rape non-Jews, that they can, that if, I don't know if you're aware of this, but they have in their Talmud, it says that if a Jew has sex with a girl that's under 3 years old, that it's the death penalty. But it's not the death penalty for the Jew, it's the death penalty for the 3-year-old girl, because she caused a Jew not to have sex with a minor, but to have sex with a non-Jew, and that's why you should kill the baby, because she caused him to sin, and the sin wasn't fucking the 3-year-old, the sin was fucking a non-Jew. So and I'm not making this up. I can literally read this to you word for word. I actually posted this on my fucking Twitter, and then they tried to label it as hate speech, and I'm like, this is a direct translation from your fucking Bible. What's that? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that is nuts. So this is not a conspiracy. This is a fact out of the Talmud.
That is in the Talmud, and that is their Jewish book of law. And if you look up what how they define the Talmud, it is the central. You can just Wikipedia Talmud, and it'll give you a thing, but it says it's the if the second, if not the most important text of rabbinic. Yeah. Other than the Torah, which is, Torah is just kind of like the Old Testament, so.
Yeah, that version of the Old Testament. Hey, Joe, bring up that clip of that guy. I don't know who this guy is. Maybe you know who he is. He shared some information about what's been taking place in the Middle East and overseas, all the pain suffering because of Bibi Netanyahu.
Oh, this guy's great. This is Sachs.
Our greatest disaster. What's his name again?
I think Jeffrey Sachs.
Jeffrey Sachs.
I regard Netanyahu as having been our greatest disastrous president of the 21st century because he ran American foreign policy for 20 years and he cost us trillions of dollars. And where is the Middle East today? War in Syria, war in Lebanon, war in Palestine, unrest in Iraq, the war in Yemen, chaos in Sudan, chaos in Somalia, chaos in Libya. Great job, Bibi. You did a terrific job.
He ran foreign policy overseas.
Who's that?
Bibi Netanyahu.
Oh, I mean, he's running everything in the U.S. He's telling us what to do. I mean, he's dictating these wars. I mean, he pretty much says it. The U.S. does what I tell them to do. It's crazy. I mean, that guy, he's a Jewish guy. But, I mean, that's proof. Not all Jews are bad.
Right.
He made a great fucking point. That guy, he made a lot of great points. He's a super fucking sharp guy. And I think there's a bunch of other ones, So it's not like they're all fucking bad, and that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that it's not just the Zionists, and I think people say Zionists because they've been having fucking problems since long before, Israel, right? They've been being kicked out for thousands of years.
Right.
And the Talmud's been around for a long time, right? So I think it's more of a Talmud issue. I mean, obviously, the whole Zionism, just deciding that somebody else's country is going to be yours and persecuting these people and treating them like second-class citizens and operating apartheid, all that is fucking horrendous.
So it's the culture of the Talmud. That's the main issue that a lot of people are having with them.
Which is basically Judaism.
Right.
That's Jewish law. And if you see these things are being, carried out. A lot of Jews will be like, oh, well, we don't follow the Talmud, or we don't read the Talmud, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but you had a bat mitzvah, or bar mitzvah, or whatever, and they tell you that you're better than other people there. They tell you that the chosen people. It's like, how many times do you have to hear that you are better than other people? Look, when you're a kid, if your dad tells you, like, it's okay to steal from other people, or it's okay to steal if you get away with it, just don't do it from Christians.
Hey, what up, bro?
You're just
Thanks,
gonna
man.
do things differently. Like, if you think that's okay, it's obviously
Yeah, I
more
got some more
convenient to
shit,
take money
bro.
that's not yours.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, when you start off with this belief system that you're better, or that you're within a tribe and take care of your tribe, but fuck everybody else, charge interest to everyone else except for your people.
There's different rules for different against other people. It's like to me when I hear people talk this, it's like we're their instruments for them to live a better life.
Yeah, we're like their cattle, or their slaves, and it says that in like their
In the Bible.
Basically,
In the Talmud.
their prediction is that Jews are going to rule over the world, and that they're going to have a certain amount of Goram slaves or whatever. I mean, it's like this is just intertwined in all of their teachings. And so the problem is, when you have people that are in power that believe they're better than everyone else, then you're going to have big fucking problems, and we're seeing that.
Yeah, right. Let's go to that clip of Trump and Bibi Netanyahu. This actually shocked me when I saw this. That's actually a video of Trump actually tucking him in his
Oh,
shirt.
I was just about to say, where he
Really?
pushes his fucking chair.
These guys are an epic fail.
And we will do a job.
They have no
I swear to God.
information about anything. What you got information
And
about,
be
bro?
responsible for dismantling all of the
What
dangerous
you got
unexploded
information
bombs and
about,
other weapons
bruh?
on the site, level the site and get rid of
Quantum?
the destroyed buildings, level it out,
Quantum
create
Lotus.
an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years. We'll take over the Gaza.
Yeah, look at that comment Harley plays. That's why you guys are the president. Right? He's making moves outside the box. We have no choice but to see where it goes from here. He's Jewish.
Shocking.
Yeah. He's thinking out the box, huh? He's thinking outside the box.
He got quantum
Y'all been doing
physics
this in this
information.
country
Yeah, he
for
does.
what, the last 50 years? And he's thinking outside the box.
The Gaza.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, could you build me a time machine out of a DeLorean, bro?
Like when I saw that message, I was like, man, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And then when you look at this drone footage of Gaza, it's man, it's like every
Yo, that drone footage is fucking insane, dude. Holy fuck, I've been watching these videos lately. My God, war is terrifying.
I guess they're now not supposed to go back to that. They're supposed to just leave their fucking.
That shit is fucking gone.
That's crazy.
Just
because they
fucking
said
empty,
they
bro.
bombed these houses, these
Unfucking
apartments, these
believable.
hospitals because they're using people as human shields.
Just
Hamas
a
is there,
fucking
but
waste
how
of
is
it, bro.
Hamas in every house?
Well, let's just talk about that.
Yo, how's Hamas in every house?
If Hamas in a hospital, that doesn't give you the right to blow it up.
Right.
Just like if there's a fucking school shooter in a school and your kids are there, do you want them to blow up the fucking school?
Great point, yeah.
Like, guy robbed.
Hey, there's three of you in here. Come on, hang tight. I got some center here. Hang on. Hit that like, guys. Get in there. Subscribe.
What logic is that?
Yeah, doing the rock
See if I can get it.
when these bombs of people
Pikachu.
arriving and stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Gas
that's
station charm
not what
there.
you do. You don't
And
kill fucking
PP.
civilians. So,
Right.
Pee-pee.
I mean, and it's not like they don't have, like, tip of the spear
Fucking
military
nothing.
technology.
I can see
They've
what that
got
was.
snipers,
Nothing.
they've got, all sorts of things, drones, whatever.
Mhm.
And they could be conducting Navy
Shitty-ass
SEAL
camera.
operations, kicking in doors, killing Hamas leaders. They don't need to carpet bomb refugee camps. They don't need to fucking blow up hospitals. They don't need to blow up mosques.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if there is a bad guy in there. If there's a bunch of women and children, you don't fucking blow it up.
Yeah, I agree.
Of humanitarian aid that was coming in, the people in the truck and everything, and they got the stickers saying it's humanitarian aid, and they blew them up and killed them. They said, oh, they thought they were pretending to be.
You talking about the soup kitchen workers that
Yeah.
registered with the IDF and
Mhm.
told them their exact positions, and then they targeted
Yo,
them?
that's
Yeah,
wild.
And
That
they were in
happened.
different cars, and they blew up each car, not
Yeah.
just one. It wasn't just like one rogue fucking missile. It's like, no, they
Exactly.
targeted these cars. If these cars registered with the IDF and said, hey, we are doing, humanitarian aid, we're feeding
Right.
these people, these are our cars, and they fucking blew them up. And then,
Right.
and you see these, like,
That's
these fucking groups, like on Telegram, they're like laughing about it. You know, they have like video of, you know, they're like holding up the passports and smiling over the dead bodies and shit and like celebrating. It's like, these are fucking aid workers, idiots.
Right.
Like,
we got new giveaway, 47 inauguration edition, Ram, diesel, 2500 heavy duty, Rita Pink, 47 edition. If you're in our contest today, we give you 5 times the inch. That means for every dollar you spend, you get 5 times the inch. So if you spend $5, you get 25 inches. That's $30. Now let's 30 inches. 5 times 5 is 25. You relax. Go to officialautos.com. Anything you buy from the site, get you automatic. Yeah. End of the one.
Yeah.
No purchase necessary. All work prohibited. See official.
Yeah. Hodge.
Yeah. I mean, I was so proud to be the biggest cup visual. When Kanye went on Alex Jones' show, I was like, man, this dude's anti-Semitic, and I was a moron, right? And I was on TikTok looking at videos, right? And these people say, free Palestine. I said, what are these people talking? Where the hell is Palestine at? So I Googled it, and I was like, oh shit, this place used to be called UK Palestine. And I started doing research, and a Jewish lady on TikTok, she said, I lived in Palestine. She was Jewish. She said everybody's passports had Palestine. He said it actually existed before they turned to Israel in 1946, 48.
Yeah.
He said it was Jews, Muslims, and Palestinians living there.
Christians too, right?
And Christians, yeah.
Yeah.
But the majority was not Jewish.
Yeah.
It was Muslim.
yeah, I mean, they went over there and they just, you know, murdered a bunch of people. They stole their homes. I mean, my friend Mohammed Hadid, Gigi and Bella Hadid's dad, they let in Jewish refugees, and the Jewish refugees kicked them out of their own fucking house. Can you imagine letting people into your house, like, come in, you know, we'll save you, and then they kick you out of your own fucking home? Like, it's just such a crazy concept.
Yeah, why do you think, Republicans, like, I think Democrats get what's going on in Israel to the Palestinian people? I think, and that's saying something because Democrats are freaking idiots. Why do you think they get it and Republicans don't get it?
Well, I think they're kind of like the broken clock is right once a day type of thing, you know, or twice a day, whatever.
Right.
I think that they see the settler colonialism or whatever, and they've been programmed with this whole like white supremacy is the fucking problem in America, and so they see that as like white supremacy. They see the obvious apartheid. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. What's going on over there? 2 sets of justice, persecution, and so I think the Jewish narrative that has been pushed to these people has kind of backfired because you know the Jewish Democrats say, oh, white supremacy is the problem, and you know racism is the problem, and blah blah blah, and you know we need DEI, we need all this stuff, and then the Republican Jews say, oh, it's the terrorists, it's the jihadists, right? So they kind of like they both blame all these different groups when it's the fucking Jews that are causing all these problems. But the diversion, you know, it keeps the right thinking, oh, the terrorists, right? Like we got programmed. Like every fucking movie I ever saw, the terrorists were the bad guys. The jihadi terrorists. They were always the fucking bad guys. They always had a turban on.
Muslim.
Always Muslim. Always fucking.
Never Israeli.
Never Israeli. No. And so you get programmed with this stuff, and you see it enough, and you just, you know, you start to think, okay, well, these are just bad people, and you dehumanize them. I was in the military. I was in the military 4 years. You know, my friends, you know, I just remember being in there. It's like, yeah, you know, fuck these Hodges, and, you know, they come up with names for them, and then later on, they kind of look back, and they're like, fuck. You know, what if that wasn't a bad guy? You know, what if that was me? What if somebody showed up in my fucking house and kicked my fucking door in? I'd grab my gun and defend myself. You know, that's what that guy did, and I killed him for it. You know, and I think when you dehumanize the population, it's easy to rationalize out doing this stuff. And so that's what they do. They tell the right, like, you know, these are Muslims. They're all fucking terrorists. They're the scumbag. They're the problem. And so
they're all inbred. They always say they're all inbred. Sandwiches.
Yeah, inbred, camel fucker, goat fucker, whatever, you know, all this stuff, you know. And I bought into it too, man. You know,
they do fuck camel and sheep. Well, rednecks do it too. Rednecks do it too.
There might be some truth in the goat fucking part, but regardless, you know, you get indoctrinated with this stuff, and then you're just like, well, they're the problem, and then you just shut everything off. And so I think that's why they've still got the right saying, you know, oh, Israel are the, you know, they're the white guys, they're the, you know, the the cultured people. They're the, you know, they have a democracy. They're the only democracy in the Middle East, and you know they're living amongst
That's
these
a democracy in Israel.
Yeah, right, exactly. And so, but that's what they're programmed with.
Right.
It's like that's the one country that's like us,
Right.
you know, and they're surrounded by all these bad guys, and we got to help them, and
It's just a big lie.
it's just bullshit.
It's-
Yeah.
I have no man. What the hell were they thinking putting a bunch of white-looking Jews around a bunch of Arabs? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, you know, that's the funny thing is, you know, they talk about Semites, and most of the Israelis are not actual Semites. They're from fucking Europe. They're Eastern European Ashkenazi Jews, and they did the DNA studies. I think it was like John Hopkins did a DNA study, and like 80% of the Palestinians are like actual Semites that are linked to that land,
Right.
and like 97% of the Israelis are not. And so, you know, and then you find out that DNA testing is illegal in Israel. Like you have to get a court order to get a DNA test. And this is like one thing of the long laundry list of, you know, of hypocrisy of like, you know, the owner of 23andMe is Jewish, you know, but they don't allow that there.
Right.
You know, the owner of Pornhub, the owner of OnlyFans, like the owners of all these like porn sites are Jewish, but they don't allow that in Israel. You know, in the U.S., it's open borders. In the U.K., it's open borders. It's race mixing. It's, you know, do this, you know, diversity this, diversity that.
Right.
Not in fucking Israel. Show me how many fucking Jewish Israeli women are married to black guys.
Yeah.
And show me how many fucking, Israeli men are married to black women. It's like it doesn't happen there. You know what happened when they had black Jews go there from Ethiopia? They fucking sterilized them.
Fucking
I'm
what?
not making this up. You can fucking Google it and you'll see it in like
What?
threats or whatever. The Jew, because I use Jewish publications because they rat on themselves all the time.
Right.
And so yeah, that's what they did. So when the actual black Jews went there, they fucking sterilized them.
How did they do that?
They gave them birth control to sterilize them, like without their consent, without their knowing it.
They told them it was like aspirin or something.
Well, I don't know what the premise was, but you know you can.
They probably thought it was
Yeah,
Tylenol.
look at there you go right there. Yeah, and some of those contraceptives were like permanent.
Oh, so they did it to
Wow.
the women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
That is
I'm not making this
crazy.
shit up. Like, and it like I said, like the more you start to dig and the more you find out about this stuff, the more fucked up it is. And then it's like, oh, you know, it's just the Israeli government. Then you look at the polls. It's like no, like 65% of the fucking Israelis like are on board with this or think that they should be using more force. You know, so it's like. The population is behind this nonsense, and a lot of them think they're not, you know, doing enough.
Right.
And
I had we got invited to Israel.
I didn't go because that's an accident witness. I look just like him also. So, when I see our leaders go over there like Trump, I see I had a person go over there that I knew.
Hey, yo, 3 people in here. Double tap that screen for me, guys. It's fucking greatly appreciated.
You
I'll
have
look
to
in the
wear
back for you guys, see if I can get something from Destin
hat.
Rivals.
It's called,
Hang in there. Destin Rivals coming up.
Just the
Maybe.
one you have to wear that. Or if you
Come
go
on,
inside one of their,
Ethan, so
Trump had to wear it, Obama had to wear it.
Ethan, so nothing.
well, you want to wear a hat or else you get fucking spit on.
Right, because I see a lot of Christians.
You get spit on?
Yeah, they spit on Christians. Yeah, if they see a cross or they know that you're Christian or you have a Bible, they'll spit on you. And they openly say it. That's another thing you can Google. Yeah, no, they say it. It's a Jewish tradition. It's like, and that's what I'm saying is like, you
Came
know,
across those videos.
and it's like, oh, you know, we've been persecuted. It's like, no, motherfucker, you guys have been acting like assholes, spitting on Christians, poisoning their fucking wells, killing children.
Yo, that's gross, man. Just spitting on people. What the
Was that
fuck?
like Ethiopian or something?
No,
It looked
that's
kind
a-
of dark.
Oh, I mean, there's no shortage of these
video.
videos. There's like literally thousands of these videos.
Yeah.
If you want to find videos of Jews spitting on Christians, there was no end to that. There will be thousands.
So
of them.
why did? That's what I don't get. You have Christians here in America, especially within our government, and then you see Christians how they're getting persecuted and treated over there in Israel. It's like I don't even understand what's the conflict between when it comes between different religions. I mean, they told us a bunch of lies
How
about
what?
Muslims. They say Israel's our greatest ally, but when you see what they do to Christians over there, spitting and mocking them, and they willing, while in the United States they call it a lot of hate here, but it's like I think it's all just BS here, and they are the true haters. I mean,
can you actually say that these people that occupy Israel right now are they
Excuse me,
actually
Mama.
Semitic people?
I don't think they're Semites, and I think they hate Christians.
Mm.
And I think we're taught that, Judeo-Christian values, which is just a fucking bullshit word.
Right.
Because,
I don't even know what that means.
it means bullshit. It means utter bullshit. So Peter Schaefer, he was the head of Judaic studies at Princeton for like 15 years, and he was the director of the Jewish Museum in Berlin, and very well read. And he wrote a book called Jesus in the Talmud. And he talks about what the Talmud says about Jesus, and that basically he's a total scumbag piece of shit. He's in hell. He's burning in human feces and sperm, and that the Virgin Mary's a whore, and all this stuff. And so the idea of Judeo-Christian values, when one group thinks that, and not just one group, it's not just the Christians that think that Jesus was a great man. Well, they think he's God or whatever, but the Muslims, they think that Jesus was a great prophet. So these two religions are actually like pretty similar. One thinks he's God, one thinks he's a great prophet, but either way, it's, the majority of the world thinks that Jesus was a great man. It's only the Jews that don't. They're literally like the only ones that think he was a piece of shit.
Well, they killed him, right? Them and the Romans, right?
Well, they definitely killed him, for sure. Well, they ordered it. I mean, it's kind of like, if the president orders an assassination, the president killed you, not the person that, shows up at your door, right? It's not the guy that was, wielding the axe, the guy that told the guy wielding the axe to kill you. So, the Jews definitely killed Jesus. It's unequivocal. And the weird thing is that was just, undisputed, agreed upon knowledge until recently. And I remember it was I don't know how many years ago, but not that long ago, I just Googled, did the Jews kill Jesus? And it was 14 articles saying no. And it's what? The Bible says, wait, what are you guys talking about? It was crazy. And then, you look, it's Google is Jewish owned, AI is Jewish owned. It's all these things, OpenAI, all this stuff. And so you just get really biased information, but even with that biased information, you can still find the truth.
Yeah, right, you can.
And the truth is that, they think Jesus is a piece of shit. And
Jesus, he was Jew, right? He was a Jew, right?
Well, so he, that's kind of disputed. I think he was more of a Palestinian than a Jew. I mean,
Well, that makes a lot of sense now.
yeah.
Well, they're all Semites. Palestinians, the Jews that were there in that area, they're Semitic. Well, to explain why they hate him so much, Keith, he's Palestinian. Hey, do you have a So these are the kids acting like this.
So these are the kids. So obviously they're being taught this from a young age. This is not something they just woke up and oh, we hate Christians. They're taught to hate Christians.
Right.
Back. Two people. Let's get it. What's up, guys? Y'all miss me? What I miss? Hey, 4 people. Hey, hang on, guys. I got a pack. I got a pack. Hang on.
Tradition, huh?
I got one. Ah, damn, one person. Hit that subscribe, one person. Come on. Get in there. Hit that subscribe, one person. I'll fucking love you forever. Snow Ice. Yo, 4 packs. Nothing today. What the fuck? I didn't say the last word again. Yo, look at these racist motherfuckers out here.
But that's why they despise her, because she's a Christian.
Yeah.
Yo, they're hitting her. What the
I'm telling you, I've seen her slap Christians in the face. I mean, it's crazy.
He said, don't incite people. Just standing there. What is this?
Oh, they took somebody's cross and they're stepping on it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what
Yo,
I'm saying.
Judeo-Christian values. That's fucked up, man. What the fuck?
Values. I'm they hate Christians.
Yeah.
It's bugging me. I didn't know that.
Man, that bugs me too, man. What the fuck?
Oh, he tucked him in. Put your trap. Can I see that?
Oh, this
I couldn't wait, but I saw
You
it.
haven't seen this yet?
I have not seen this.
Get ready to be angry.
Nah, I didn't see this one either. What the
It's got
fuck?
more than the spit. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Anything else I can do for
Yo,
you?
that's fucking. Hold on.
That is crazy. What are people saying in the? Oh, it's not that many comments.
Yo, that's our president right there.
Yeah,
The
it's absurd.
fuck.
I called this.
What the fuck?
I said this before the election. I was like, everybody thinks that, Trump is going to be this great savior, and, he's obviously going to be much better than Kamala, for sure. But people will just blindly follow him. That's the scary part about Trump, is that people will blindly follow him a lot further than Kamala. Yeah. So, if Kamala wanted to just basically take over Gaza and do all this stuff, people would be like, fuck that, who's behind this? They start asking a lot more questions. They're going to blindly follow him a lot further. So, I don't know.
You think he's going to be successful in taking over Gaza Strip?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just think that's such a disaster. But
even if he did turn into a river area, that's like a prime spot to commit a terrorist attack.
I just don't think that's any of our business.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah, I
Palestinian land,
agree,
it's like,
bro.
what
the fuck are we even doing in the Middle East, man?
Like NATO, you can't just steal land. Like, that's not a thing.
Right.
And that was like one of the reasons why we established NATO, is to like stop people. It's like otherwise the bigger countries can just go and take over all the smaller countries, and then it's going to be,
That's exactly what we're doing in Palestine.
Well, that's kind of the point, right? It's this whole greater Israel project. Because, I mean, if you look at what's happening on the West Bank is completely separate from Gaza. And the West Bank is unequivocally Palestinian land. And they're just like building settlements, they're burning villages, they're burning people's houses, they're bulldozing houses, they're burning their trees down, they're killing them and just murdering them.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of really fucked up things happening on the West Bank, and there's no Hamas up there. It's not, the West Bank is completely separate. And they have no fucking business being there, and they're just developing it. And it's illegal. Like, it's just unequivocally illegal. So, and
it's all war crimes, right?
yeah, that is a war crime.
And we are part of it. We funded it. Is it true?
What makes us war crime? Not only are we funding it, but we're defending it as well. I mean, how many of our congressmen and senators came out and like basically condemned the International Criminal Court?
Yeah, because they made Bibi Netanyahu a war criminal, right?
Yeah, well,
There's
yeah,
certain
they
countries
charge
he
them with
can't
war
cross.
crimes. Yeah, I mean, well, most countries other than the U.S. are, really against it. I mean, what he's doing is super fucked up. It's not like a maybe. I mean, you can't blow up fucking embassies. Like, he's literally doing the definition of terrorist attacks. He's bombing refugee camps. He's bombing hospitals. He's murdered foreign leaders in embassies. He's blown up embassies. He's targeted soup kitchen workers. They've killed a bunch of journalists. They've killed tons of children. Like, and they're just, they're stopping humanitarian aid coming in. They've cut off water. They've cut off electricity. I mean, the list of war crimes this guy's committed is like a mile long.
Why doesn't Fox News cover it?
Well,
Fox News channel?
Yeah, I mean, Rupert Murdoch, he's a super Zionist, and there's people that say he's a crypto Jew. I don't know.
Crypto Jew, what the
crypto
fuck?
Jew thing is real. Like, throughout history, there's been, many Jews that have concealed, their affiliation with, Judaism. So, yeah,
it's a lot of that.
Well, I mean, fucking, who's that dipshit in South Florida? Mark Cuban.
Yeah, he changed his name.
Yeah, Mark Chabinsky or whatever is. Yeah, like that's not his real name. Yeah.
Bibi, he changed his name too, right?
Yeah, Milanowski. Yeah, because you don't want to sound like a Polak, right? So you have all these. I mean, a lot of them, not just him, but many of the Israeli leaders have changed their names, and they've done that through history. They do it, and they always point to the Holocaust. Oh, it's because of the Holocaust and because of persecution and persecution. And it's like, okay, you guys have been persecuted for thousands of years, for just because people don't like Jews. But yet they keep letting you back in. You keep fucking up, and it's not like throughout history they don't have like tons of paintings of like Jews sacrificing children, and they haven't found tons of children. I mean, there's just, it's just mountains of evidence. I mean, if it was 10 times, if it was 20 times, 100 times, whatever, but 1,030,
right?
Like, they got the whole thing. Like, you've been kicked out of 103 bars,
Oh, everybody. Oh, yeah. Everybody got up and walked out. United Nations.
Ladies and gentlemen, order.
Everybody just walking the fuck out. Nobody gives a fuck.
I mean, all this information is so easy to access. Why? When the hell do you think Republicans are going to wake up? You know what's crazy too? When I look at Fox News, they see the Palestinian protests here in America. They show they just show one side them burning our
Well,
flag.
they mock them, yeah.
Yeah, and they show them just burning our flag.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And they
They
try
don't
and
tell the
paint
story
them,
behind it.
they try and paint them as anti-American.
Mhm.
So you have, you know, the good old rednecks coming in like, you know, fuck them, and, you know, a bunch
right.
of terrorists, and, you know, they're burning the flag, and they try and make it about, you know, a patriotic thing.
Mhm.
Which is absolute bullshit, because true patriots put America first. They don't put fucking Israel first. And
Right.
everything that we do to help them is putting Israel before America, because all this stuff. Look, we have given them, if you combine it, and you actually have to add the compounding interest, because every dollar that we've given them,
Mhm.
we borrowed to give them.
Mhm.
We've been in debt for like 100 fucking years.
Right.
So since Israel's conception, every dollar that we've given them in aid, we borrowed to give them from the Jewish private bank, the Fed, Federal Reserve, which is not a government bank. A lot of people don't know that. But we have borrowed all that money. So you have to do the compounding interest. And if you do the compounding interest, we've given them $9.6 trillion in foreign aid. If you add them, and obviously we've been,
Who's benefiting off that interest?
well, I mean, you know, the Fed, but at the end of the day, it's just coming out of the American taxpayers' money, because the Fed just prints more money, or the
Inflation.
government borrows more money, and they have to pay interest on that, and eventually, you know, the rooster's going to come home to roost, and you got to pay off your fucking debt.
Right.
And so this whole idea that we could get, you know, whatever, $36 trillion in debt is just fucking crazy. And you look at like the stuff that JFK wanted to do, like, you know, he wanted to keep the dollar, you know, on the gold standard, which meant that you could only print so many dollars because it had to be backed up by gold, which would give it, you know, intrinsic value.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
you know, his
gone.
opposition to the, you know, Israeli nuclear program, him wanting to, you know, register what is now AIPAC as a foreign, you know, entity. And you look at all the stuff that he wanted to do, and then it should come as no surprise the guy was fucking killed.
Mm-hmm.
And it all points in one direction, right? So I just, man, you can't just stop seeing all these constant red flags, and everything points in the same direction.
Right. Right. A lot of people, when they speak of Jimmy Carter, Democrat president, they pretty much trash him and say he's like one of the worst presidents, if not the worst president ever. This is what he had to say about what's going on in Palestine decades ago.
Palestinians can't even ride on the same roads that the Israelis have created or built in Palestinian territory. The Israelis never see a Palestinian except the Israeli soldiers. The Palestinians never see an Israeli except at a distance, except the Israeli soldiers. So within Palestinian territory, they're absolutely and totally separated, much worse than they were in South Africa, by the way. And the other thing is, the other definition of apartheid is one side dominates the other. And the Israelis completely dominate the life of the Palestinian people.
Why don't Americans know what you have seen?
Americans don't want to know.
You know who called that out recently is Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. That's how I found it at video. I said, what? Jimmy Carter? I thought he was an asshole. I saw Dave
Well,
Chappelle
Nixon
talking
too.
about it.
You know, Nixon named the Jew, and you saw what they did to him. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, Gaddafi. I mean, he called out. He said that, you know, that Mossad killed JFK. But he got them off the, you know, the Western banking system. I mean, he was actually doing a lot for his people. And, you know, we had to overthrow him for the benefit of Libya. And then now you look, you could buy a fucking slave in Libya today for like $400.
Wow.
Right? So, like, you look at how it was under Gaddafi, and, you know, then they just keep telling you this shit, like, oh, you know, we have to topple the Saddam regime, and we have to do this, and we have to do that. All of them are countries that oppose Israel. And after we, you know, topple their regime or invade their country, those countries are always infinitely worse off.
Right.
Every time.
And they keep saying we're supposed to be pro-democracy. They turn over, they destroy democracy.
I mean, if they really gave a shit about democracy, we wouldn't be fucking backing Ukraine. I mean,
Right.
that
I
guy
don't
was
know if anybody's
not
seen it, but
fucking
I'm about to pass
elected.
fuck us all
Right.
out of you
He's a
guys. I
fucking
love
dictator.
y'all.
He's a fucking dictator. He's killed his opposition. I mean, he was not